Love is a need, not a suggestion. Now that implies that you're needy. Quite literally. We need oxygen. So if I was suffocating somebody and I was withholding oxygen and they were like, I need to breathe. And I'm like, no, you're just being needy. Like, no, they actually need to breathe to live. Now, I can prove this to you. I want you to Google failure to thrive. And this is a syndrome, a label that is placed on infants when they're born, that if they're not shown compassion and human physical connection and love, I forgot the time frame, but if they're not shown love, basically immediately, the infant dies for no other explanation other than it wasn't shown love. And I don't know about you, but that says a lot about human nature and who we are as a species. And you have needs, number one. So everybody has needs. I have needs. And we've been taught that, we shouldn't be needy or I'm too needy. But you have the need for connection and love. And love is a need. That's a scientific fact. So it doesn't make you needy. It makes you human. You definitely need love towards yourself and also in a connection with other people. It's about both. And there's a saying that one of my friends told me once, and he's a philosopher. He's read tons of books. And this guy said that there's a quote, and I don't know if it's his quote or somebody else's, that moderation is the gift of the gods. And I was like, whoo, that's an interesting quote. Moderation is the gift of the gods, meaning that any of your vices, thinking negatively, or anything essentially good, water, moderation, because anything in excess shows and mirrors anything in excess, or anything that is an addiction is showing a wound that you're trying to fill a void. And so any negative vice, whether it's caffeine too much, or too much binging, or too much complaining and drama, or maybe a good thing, too much exercise, too much podcasts and reading books, too much of anything is showing a wound. And that's hard to think about, because you're like, well, I'm bettering myself, Kevin. I'm drinking water, I'm doing exercise, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, you want to, is it controlling your life? There was a point in my fitness career where it was controlling my life. My life revolved around what I was going to eat, when I was going to work out, what I was going to work out, what I was going to do in that workout, what I was going to eat, when I was going to bed. It was so like, cookie cutter, like everything revolved around that. And that was a hardcore wound that I was just trying to guard up. I was trying to guard myself and do your neediness. Why I was saying that is that I have a need for love. Great. But if you're needy, that just means it's in excess, which is just mirroring a wound for you to look into. And every time that there's an opportunity for that, it just shows you something to work on within yourself. And any pattern is simply an opportunity for you to look at what you need to work on within yourself, and just an opportunity for growth. And that's what you're here for.